have to slave night and day. For next to nothing pay, so they can't see the way. We don't enjoy equal facility. Like Pharaoh and company, brainwashing we say we free. We just can't go this way. We just can't go this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go this way. Time to make them oppressors pay. We just can't go this way. So the children could see their way. We just can't go this way. Like you did in Egypt, when Pharaoh had the Israelites in bondage, you delivered them. But here again, we are in the same khaki van. We have those modern Pharaoh who oppress the poor, who represents Israel. They confuse us with so much lie. Not even thinking that we would realize. And if we criticize, we could be ostracized. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from the poor. Please send us another Moses again.
Get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that dragon eye, you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man do get nothing easy. Say you get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it can how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that eagle eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. Say we got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty, but if they know about petition, we are to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jabbing, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that dragon eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already, black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking. You get it there easy. You got to practice economy. From getting licked from the slave master to become the land owner, brother, is a terrible journey. Packed with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to rise up, you got to stand up, pick up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own.
When you have trouble, don't cry. Oh no, no. Just remember that God is standing by. Hold on, yeah. When you have heartaches, don't cry. Oh no, just remember that God is standing by. Sometime when your burden is down, just remember God is standing by. Thank you, Lord. So there's no need to cry. Oh, God is standing by. Thank you, Lord. So don't you worry and don't cry. Forget about your troubles. Forget about your pain. Yeah, yeah. Put your trust in the Father. Yeah. Oh, God. God is standing by. Take it home. So there is no need to cry. No need to cry. Oh, God is standing by. Lord, I'm fighting. So don't you worry and don't cry. Don't cry. Don't forget about your troubles and don't cry. No. Forget about your pain and don't cry. Just trust in the Father and don't cry. No, I don't shed no tears. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Don't give up, yeah. Just ride out your storm. Hey, you've been in the storm, and it seems like forever. And your nights of confusion has been so long. Your ship has lost anchor, and the storm that you drifted. Just hold on to Jesus and ride out your storm. Ride out your storm. God is still with you. You may not feel it, but you're not alone. You're hurting now, but your morning is coming. Lord of mercy, just hold on to Jesus and ride out your storm. Remember his promise. He said, I'll never forsake you. Though the waters are troubled, where do you go? Don't give up the battle, for your answer is coming. Just hold on to Jesus and just ride out your storm. Ride out your storm. God is still with you. You may not feel it, but you're not alone. You're hurting now, but your morning mercy. Just hold on to Jesus and ride out your storm. Ride out your storm. God is still with you. You may not feel it, but you're not alone. You're hurting now, but your morning is coming. Lord of mercy, just hold on to Jesus and ride out your storm.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover.
words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
It have our place, WZYE, where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, do come with me. We do have dad on WZYE, Santa Meditate.
But yes, it doesn't matter what color t-shirt you wear. You wear a pink t-shirt, a mauve t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt. Each and everyone is welcome in the village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, it doesn't matter what planet you're from. You're from Mazatania, Xenorania, Sonorania. Each and everyone is welcome in the village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me say a special welcome to the man himself, the man they call the Country Bookie from some part of South. Some part of South. I think he's
Well,
going to take the bookie to the country, but I don't know. He can tell you himself. Uncle Tommy, but
Good evening. Good evening. It's a pleasure to be in the village. Uh, a lot of what you said in the beginning wasn't heard because your mic was muted, but
yeah,
at least now we're hearing you.
yeah, sometimes you start and they want you to be muted. Sometimes they want to mute you. They want to mute you, Tommy.
But that was mutually self done,
Yeah, that was self-inflicted, so to speak.
self inflicted,
Yes,
mutually.
self-inflicted. Yeah, yeah,
Anyways,
absolutely.
it's a pleasure being in the village, and like I say, you know, I rather enjoy being here with you, and look forward to a very productive evening. Welcome to each and everyone in the village this evening.
Well, Tommy, let me say this. I could see we have a productive in the village tonight because Ulrich, the fella from, just tell people he from Chumaka. You know
Mm-hmm.
Ulrich, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the fella who had all them kind of side businesses, right?
Yes, sir.
But he seemed like he's doing so well and he's so busy. He really don't have no time to come and join us in the village. But he joined us tonight. Ulrich, welcome. Say a
Well,
special welcome.
welcome, special welcome to you all, Rick.
Yeah,
In a
yeah,
minute,
yeah.
in a minute
Ulrich
since
don't,
we last talked with you.
some people tell me he does beat pan for Despos. He don't play pan, he does beat pan.
Okay,
You
so
know?
he vexed with
That's
pan.
some people. Eh?
He vexed with pan, so he beating it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He ain't playing pan, he beating pan. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Kira said they're not hearing me. Oh, they're not hearing me.
they weren't hearing
Kira,
you before. Now we are.
oh, okay. They wasn't hearing me before, Kira. I think they're hearing me now.
Your
That
mic
was,
was muted.
yeah, that was my fault. Somebody reached into the studio and mute my mic.
Okay,
God, yeah, a stranger, a Curtis bunch of shad boy, first in the village, boy, the Chuma Kenyan,
yes,
first man in
indeed.
the village tonight, boy. But wait,
Well,
look, Tommy, look who comes second. Um, Anderson Wilson. Good night
hey,
from Akira and Anderson, boy. They're back
hey,
in, they're back, they're back in good graces, but
hey, they're always in good grace with us.
yeah, in good grace. But there was a little thing there. It does go with husband and wife. Every once in
Well,
a while, there'll be a
well,
little,
I had one of those for almost 40 years. Just a
eh,
one,
little thing.
1 year shy of 40.
Yeah, well,
But
I trying to meet you. I go be 36 this year.
I thank God for the time we spent together, wonderful days.
Yeah,
But
correct
like
is right.
everything else, every day the sun don't shine. But you have to be thankful
Correct
in
is right.
all of it.
Yeah. Full 100. Marvelin, welcome. Kira, Mirange, good night, everyone. That's Akira, right? Yeah, that's Akira.
Hmm.
From my husband, Anderson, and myself. Yeah. Anderson is a good one. He's a good one. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, look, we partner, boy. Me and Jean Julian, boy. Good
Hey,
evening, Wall Street and Tommy.
welcome me, Jane.
Hey, me and Jean, when you get a chance, could you call in and explain the property tax situation to the people? Because they want to hear they was asking about anyone in Tobago that had gotten an assessment. And if your wife allows you, can you borrow the phone for a little bit and call in so you could discuss, the situation if you want to. I mean, if your wife gives you the phone. I mean, if you want to, not if your wife gives you the phone. I apologize for saying that. If you want to. Okay. Daryl,
Right.
super sad. Daryl, welcome. How you going, Daryl? How you going? Ulrich, boy. Yeah, boy. Ulrich, how the Despas Panyard going, boy? Are you all get a new Panyard, boy?
Yep, they left the hill.
Eh?
After
But,
they left the hill.
but Ulrich, this is my question, Ulrich. What is the sense you build a state-of-the-art facilities in Lavantil, and then you go down the road and build another state-of-the-art facilities. How that making any sense?
Well, the exodus from the hill has started because the eyes on the hill gonna make sure that everybody leaves.
Okay, good. So they start the migration or the
Yes.
regentrification. Oh,
Well, I don't think we need to say just gentry.
yeah. Well, we could probably re in there too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or because there's different kind of gentrification. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But at
That
the
one
end of
is
the
that one.
day,
I read.
at the end of the day, it's gentrification.
Yeah. Hold on. Bisham, I just see you calling neighbor. Hey, Bisham, welcome, boy.
Yeah. But
I the
you
phone
don't
off.
you don't look on a holy place, yeah.
Say that again.
Yeah. You organize your BD probably Friday, Good Friday.
That's no, we don't celebrate that in America,
But yeah, bubbly all about but make up something like R
Oh, R.
and just beat it.
Oh,
Make up something like R and just beat him.
okay.
And tell him behave himself.
All right. You gotta try
Yeah.
that, but
Make him about to damage him. Just concentrate and telling yourself you're beating R.
okay.
Yeah, but the whole village here. The whole village by me here.
Yeah.
The internet lockdown. Now you get all the time.
Say that
It's
again.
now common.
The internet
I
lockdown.
said the whole village, the internet cut out about 4 hours now. It's now common, Mark.
All of us got credit when they take it off. So all of us got credit. Let's got credit.
What credit? What credit? You ain't no credit. It's about 4 or 5 hours.
But Bisham, all you have to
It's
demand
not
that
the
credit. All you have to demand that creddet. All you have to demand that credit. Yeah, demand. that
demand.
credit. Yeah, demand.
Who you will demand to? Who
No.
will demand to? Huh? Yeah, well, anyway, tomorrow is Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow.
I say you're going to church today and tomorrow.
Yeah. School close for Easter up here.
Or you stop praying.
Say that again.
You hear me?
Yeah, no,
I
I
said
hear you.
like you stop praying.
I stop playing.
They can stop playing. He said.
Oh, they can stop playing.
Playing.
Praying, yeah, stop praying.
Oh, okay.
Praying.
Praying.
Yes.
No, but just pray every day, boy. Every day you gotta continue to pray, boy. You hear them song I play with?
Yeah.
You gotta pray.
Put God in front of everything, man.
Yeah, man. You gotta
In
pray,
season,
man.
season, so you can catch you
Yeah,
right season.
even though you're on your last breath,
You
and
gotta
you
pray.
call upon God.
Yeah, man.
Pray.
Pray.
Yeah,
God is
something
standing
will
by,
work, man.
man. God is standing by.
Yeah. Without G, you have to put God in front of everything. Things going to change, you know.
Correct is right.
Things going to change. I'm going to send something one of these good day for you that I will show you how a country was right down to the ground because of the same situation like this with race and politics and things.
Yeah.
I will send something for you one of these good days. Same system until the people of them can't take it anymore.
All right.
And right now, that country might be a next Dubai.
Oh, wow.
You know which country, right?
Yeah. Full 100.
Yeah. That country might be the Dubai and Caribbean and maybe the world too.
Correct is right.
Because all about where they're finding oil, you know. All about in that country they're finding oil.
Yeah.
But we're only going to sell it if I to Guyana. Guyana said they don't want it.
Yeah, man.
You hear me?
Yeah, man. We listening, Bisham. We listening to you, man.
Yeah, Bizram, I think
What
you
you
should.
say?
Bizram, I got an idea for you. By the refinery.
Bijam, hold on. Tommy want to tell you something. Go ahead, Tommy.
I think I got an idea for you. But you buy the refinery, import oil from Guyana and refine it.
Nobody wants scrap iron again. What's how long? Nearly 5 years now. Who buys scrap iron?
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, who buys scrap iron? Only the iron man.
I hear you. I hear you, Bisram.
All right.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Bless.
okay then.
Yeah, man. Bless.
How long?
Yeah. Anderson and I, so Kira say Anderson and I were the first to be locked on the program tonight, eh? Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Mean Gene seemed to be.
I don't know. No, Mean Gene wasn't the first one.
It wasn't me, G. Who was it? Let me see again.
Curtis Montreal to say
Oh,
705.
Curtis Richard.
Yeah, so I met through my Kenyan friend.
Welcome, Curtis. So,
Okay. Kira say Anderson has getting nerve, but he's a sugar plum. Oh God, Anderson is a sugar plum, boy. What? A short sugar plum though, eh? A 5'5". A 5'5" sugar plum.
never win.
Oh God. A 5'5" sugar plum. Marilyn, welcome.
Welcome, Marilyn.
Oleg say quiet. He says, that's PNM bribe. Oleg said that's PNM bribe, Tommy.
Who is?
Oleg got new panyard and you calling that PNM bribe, right? Oh God, always appreciate something now, man. Hey, Tommy, you can't appreciate it at all, boy.
Well,
Mean Gene. Go ahead.
he expressing himself.
Okay, so Mean Gene says, after speaking with relatives and friends, no one in Tobago has been issued an assessment for property tax. You hear that?
All right.
After speaking with relatives and friends, no one in Tobago have been issued an assessment for property tax. And I want to delve into something, eh?
Rick Joe, welcome.
Yeah. Caribbean Wall Street, your partner daily cry baby, get bad up from Gary this morning. I hear so, you know, I ain't even listen to it, eh? I hear Gary well listen to him, boy. Gary took him to task. You know, because, you know, Tommy, them fellas and them don't really have no kind of facts or nothing, eh? And you must tell Gary some type of outer timing thing. And
Oh, boy.
I hear Gary lick him up, boy. Gary had him for lunch, breakfast, dinner, and then a supplemental dinner.
Wow.
I didn't listen to it, so I can't say. I ain't really listen to it. So what really happened? Because I ain't listen to it. Yeah, Renwick, welcome. So people in Tobago ain't get no assessment yet. As they talk about assessment, Tommy, I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What could be the lowest monthly rental value in Trinidad? What the possibility? Just the possibility of the lowest. What do you think that could be?
You mean realistically or what they say?
Realistically.
I would want to think the lowest monthly rent one can probably pay is maybe 500 for renting a shack.
Well, I'm talking about your house. Your annual, not your annual rental value, but your monthly rental value. Monthly. If you have a house, what do you think is the lowest monthly rental value you could get for it? We guess
If I had if I had a CKD, the most I'd probably be. You know what a CKD is?
No, I don't know what that is.
All right, something that you build out of box board and wood, something that can be knocked down easily.
Okay, we say a board house then, a board house.
Not a regular board house, apply plywood,
Yeah,
maybe a 500.
$500.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if I had just build a shack someplace in the woods and somebody want to rent it,
But
you
all
must
right,
take
okay. How many of those you think they have in Trinidad and Tobago? We
a
guessing
whole
here.
lot,
We
a whole
guessing.
lot because sometimes you drive by and you see some things some structures that are deplorable, and you wonder how they get away with building and keeping those structures in existence.
All right. So we're saying that if you have, let me call it a 2x4 shack, video welcome,
Right,
capital
two by
welcome.
four. Right,
Let me say that 2x4 shack, right? And you could get 500, right? That will be a monthly rental value. So
yeah,
if you multiply that by 12, that is June welcome.
that's
Um,
six thousand.
$6,000 a month, right? A year,
Right,
right? You take 10% of that, that's $600, right? So that will be $5,400,
right,
correct?
right.
Right? So therefore, you take 2% of that, that is like 100 and something dollars, right?
108.
Okay, 108. You divide that by 12, you will get what your monthly property tax will be, right?
Right.
Would you say that will be 10% of all the houses in Trinidad and Tobago? We guessing here, we guessing, we speculated. 10% of all the houses in Trinidad and Tobago.
Maybe 5%.
Okay, 5%. Okay. Yeah, right. So I was being, overly aggressive, so to speak. 5%. Um, okay. Let me take this quick question here. Wall Street, but do you believe it's fair to validate a house on a private place? Because of course I wouldn't rent my whole house. I might just rent a room or two rooms, and the rest is my space. But Caribbean Soul, when they're doing it, they're doing overall. They're not saying whether you can rent an apartment, whether you can rent a room. They're just saying, what could you rent this house for?
The entire property for.
Entire property. That's why the property tax is regressive and oppressive, right? As you how how you gonna figure out, Tommy? How are you figuring out what a person can rent the house for? How are they figuring that out?
You know, there's no way you could possibly get that correct across the board. No way. Just think about it. There's just absolutely no way you can get that right. What
But
say you?
Tommy, but Tommy, I agree with you. But Tommy, you can get the possible value of the house a little closer to what it really may be, right?
Yes. If you were going on the actual value of the premises, it's a
Correct.
different scenario. That's a
Yeah,
valuation. And a valuation could be probably closer than an ARV.
correct. So, and I heard the Minister of Finance talking about if you get a certain valuation and you disagree with it, you could go and hire a valuator to come and value your house. So, so you disadvantage. You can't pay the property tax. Where you getting money from to go and hire a valuator, Tommy?
Not
How
just
that
that,
making any sense?
not just that, but that value is not the value that you're looking for. You're looking for rental value because that's what they say that they're calculating the taxes based on.
Yeah, but you have to go and get a valuator now to
But I
value
want to
your
know,
house based on.
I want to know if a valuator can tell you what the annual rental value is, or would he be able to not tell you what the actual value of your unit is?
And Tommy, You know what that's going to lead to? You know what's going to lead to, right? You know what's going to lead to, right? Here's what's going to happen. The rich people who can afford it, they go and get a valuator, right? And, you know, boss, I want a valuation of 3,000, you know. You understand? We go, you know, I will take care of you. I want you to give me a valuation of 3,000. And I will slide you something on the side because, you know, Trinidad, you know, you could pay for whatever you want.
Correct.
So the rich people who can afford it, they pay the valuator to get them a certain type of valuation. Poor people ain't gonna get no valuator. They ain't gonna pay nobody to valuate the house. Because the valuator might charge them more than the property tax.
There's absolutely no way that the property tax thing can run smoothly with the quote unquote ARV assessments. There's no way. They know that. I think at this point, especially the finance minister has to know that, especially since he made mention of the fact that he was displeased with the ARV that was meted on, or should I say, levied on him.
But Tommy, even though they know that, they have to put out a front now because them fellas get this absolutely wrong. So they have to continue down this road with this property tax. They have to defend it by any means necessary. In my estimation,
with them continuing, you know, but they're gonna have to take a different approach.
You took the word. I was gonna say they have to blow up this whole system that they came with and start over afresh. They have to start over afresh because this system is totally flawed. It's a flawed system, and it's not gonna work for the poor, disadvantaged people of Trinidad and Tobago. That's why it's regressive and oppressive.
There's no question there that it's riddled with holes, with bullet holes.
Too much holes. And Mean Gene says, I think they are going about it using square foot measurements. I don't know. I mean, to me, if you're going about it using square foot measurements, right? If I have a smaller house, I should be paying less property tax than you.
That's simple. Not just that, but location, neighborhood, that should be a primary factor also.
Tommy, you are absolutely correct. The important thing with property tax in most countries other than Trinidad and Tobago is location. Location.
Correct. I fully agree.
Because if you are located in certain communities, you are going to pay a higher property tax. And we're going to go to the video with the Minister of Finance talking about people that own more expensive house will pay a higher property tax. And people that own a less expensive house will pay less property tax. But you know the important part that he missed out, Tommy? He missed out the most important part. Everybody is paying the same percentage of property tax.
Which is absolutely flawed.
Flawed. Totally flawed. Absolutely flawed. And we could say that because we here in New Jersey is the property tax capital of the United States of America. We just get taxed up
left, right,
we
and
pay
center.
The highest. Left, right, and center. And sometimes they just want to come with some Vaseline if they can. Yeah, but we don't allow them. We don't allow them to bring no Vaseline. No. But this is the problem. And I will like the UNC to be more vociferous on the percentage that's being paid.
You know, I don't even want to go there. I'm gonna let you go there with that.
No. I hear they are against the property tax. But I think what they should do is not just be against the property tax, but if it's the government going to go forward with it, forward with the property tax, make sure that they adjust the percentages. So poor people that own a 2x4 shack not paying the same 2% as a person in Westmoreland with a 2x4 shack in Westmoreland.
You know, I wish, and I keep saying that I wish that the opposition were one that were presenting solutions to some of these issues. I think they would get a whole lot more respect if they were presenters of solutions as opposed to just flatly opposing everything.
Well, let me say this. I don't have a problem because when Prime Minister Rowley was in opposition, he said the same thing on our platform: will oppose everything they bring forward. He
Yeah,
said
but
that.
I think it's time the politics in Trinidad and Tobago grows, evolves, matures, grow up. Yes?
You know what? I don't disagree with that, Tommy. I don't disagree that the politics have to evolve, but that's going to take some time. That's going to take a while before the politics of Trinidad evolve. You know how that's going to evolve? When the people decide to stand up. When the people decide to stand up and tell the politicians and them, this is what we are looking for from you. This is what we like you to do. The people who are supporting the UNC, for you to tell them, listen, we want you guys to be vociferous on property tax and the percentage that we have to pay in property tax. We want you to be vociferous on water. We ain't getting no water. Yet the Minister of Finance talking about property tax is so you could get water.
So then,
Electricity.
what happens to water bills then? If property tax is gonna get you water, water bills is to get you what?
Water bills?
Yeah, your WhatsApp bill. What is that? What good is that if
Oh,
the only
well, no, that's to get you. That's to get you some water.
okay, so to get the rest you need property tax.
Right. To get the whole flow of water. To get water 24/7, we need property tax.
Okay, I see, said the blind man.
Yeah. That is not just, Tommy, by the way, video say well said. It is not just about you paying your water bill. Yes, that's important. But now that property tax come in, right? You will get 24/7 water 24/7 now. Yeah, we will get 24/7 now.
I see, said the blind man.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know Prime Minister Rowley said they will support nothing that the government brings in any matter.
That the government brings.
Yeah? When the UNC was in power.
Oh, okay.
He said that in opposition. He stood up and he said that. You understand? So to
But
me,
isn't he the same one who protests and make a loud cry that they are not getting support from the opposition, current opposition?
yeah, same person.
So
Same
what
person.
what he gives he doesn't want to receive.
Yeah. What you expect?
Do something
Look, I
like,
don't know who said that. Huh? Tommy, you know who said that on the screen?
I
I
think
don't know who said
I think someone played that. I heard someone play that, and I think it was, if I remember, I don't know if it's AI they use in that video, but it pointed to our illustrious leader.
that. Okay. All right. Yeah. But so I want to go Okay. We're gonna have to do that when we come back for the top of the hour. I mean, we're going so fast. Yeah, I mean, to me, Tony, I am amazed that so far we haven't had a property tax march in Trinidad and Tobago.
Why are you amazed and why are you surprised? I'm not surprised. I'll never be surprised. I'll never be amazed.
I am amazed and surprised.
I'll be neither amazed or surprised.
Because property tax is for everybody, Property tax affecting everybody, Well, not everybody. Most people in Trinidad and Tobago, property tax affects. Most people. Because even though the Prime Minister tell the people, if you don't have property, you have nothing to worry about.
So I guess people don't have property, so they have nothing to worry about. They have land and building.
Correct is right. If you have,
they have land and building, but they don't have property.
Well, that's a different story.
If you can't laugh and extend a little humor here and there, you're gonna be crying all the time.
Yeah. So when we come back, we're gonna listen to what the Prime Minister said back in 2009 on property tax. Yeah. So folks, stick and stay. It's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. You can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Or 973-609-6509. That's 973-609-6509. Remember, those are WhatsApp calls, so you can call from any part of the world using WhatsApp.
We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM. Host with Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to In the Village with your host with Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in New Jersey for talk, news, sports, and information from the Caribbean. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in New Jersey for talk, news, sports, and information from the Caribbean.
Yo, what's going on? This is Jersey Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj.
You're rocking with the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
This is Travis Scott, 21-7.
You're listening to In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
What it do is some baby and we in the mix.
What's up? It's your boy Usher.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce.
It's your boy Chris Brown right here.
Playing nothing but the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Folks, you can also send your voice notes to those numbers, 973-868-1444, 973-868-1444, or
973-609-6509, 973-609-6509.
Thank you. And also, don't forget, You know, you tell a friend to tell a friend. We're on WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, on WZYE TV on YouTube, and we also streaming live on Twitter. That's now X at WZYE 95.9 FM. You know, I want to go back to something that Eugene said about measurement. I think they are doing square foot measurements. I don't. I'm not sure, but if they're doing square foot measurement, Tommy, a smaller house in certain communities will pay less tax than a bigger house in that community, right?
That's gonna be a lot more acceptable, or should I say palatable, than just randomly coming up with numbers, because the smaller house is less space, of course. And then, like I said before, then the neighborhood should be taken into consideration also. So you establish rates, square foot rates for certain neighborhoods, and that's it. Do the assessment.
Jerome Moses, welcome. So here comes our friend Ambrose. Ambrose, welcome. Have you guys seen the missed opportunity that was rejected by Tobago and St. Vincent? Tobago and St. Vincent has benefited big time. What was that opportunity, Ambrose?
Praise us.
Have you seen the missed opportunity that was rejected by Tobago and St. Vincent has benefited big time? So let us know what it is.
What was the benefit that St. Vincent enjoyed that Tobago didn't enjoy?
Right. Ulrich wants to know, Ansel, who Motormouth mash up today? Do you have video clips? It's my understanding today that he mash up Daily Cry Baby on 91.9 FM morning program. I mean, that was an easy mashup for Gary.
Oh yeah.
Sandals opening.
Okay.
Tommy, you know, I don't be surprised Ambrose living in America. Seriously.
Yeah. But I'm gonna just share some information. Big things are gonna be coming to Tobago. Motherland Beckons is gonna be coming to Tobago. So there's hope.
Say that again? Who?
Motherland Beckons.
Okay.
Motherland Beckons is gonna be coming to Tobago. So it's only a matter of time before large things happen.
Yeah, KFC, welcome. KFC. Oh, he reconnected. Yeah, KFC, welcome. KFC, stay by the Wi-Fi now, man. All right, KFC, call back. KFC, stay by the Wi-Fi. Yeah. Really and truly, it amazes me, Tommy, that Ambrose is living in New York. Yeah, KFC, we hearing you know. Go ahead.
Yeah, good night, Professor. Was shooting Uncle Tommy.
How you going?
Wi-Fi like was giving other problems.
Yeah.
I inside I looked on. I take cleaning program. I see daily voice guy big interview today with Gary Griffith, boy.
Yeah, you get mashed up though. That was it saying. You watch it? You saw it?
Yeah, I was taking with young Gary Griffith, but Gary Griffith for 6.
Why don't you send us the interview?
Got the video?
Yeah, I go send it for you.
Yeah, send it for me. I will go play.
Please. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, KFC.
Yeah. Let me get back to my partner Ambrose here. You know, yeah, Ambrose, I'm surprised that you living in New York. Seriously. I thought that living in New York, you will have a global perspective. And you will understand things a little better. Seriously. Now, Ambrose, think about it. Think about this. In Tobago, there are many people who have the little bed and breakfast. And that's how they make a living. That's how they survive. You want to bring us sandals. You want to put us sandals in Tobago and wipe out that business? You know what that's like, Tommy? That's like when Walmart come into certain communities. They wipe out the mom and pop stores. When
Yeah.
Home Depot come into communities, they wipe out the hardware stores. You understand? Tobago is known as a kind of homey community, and you want to bring sandals. That was the best decision Tobago made. Go ahead, Tommy.
I fully agree that sandals may not have been the best fit for Tobago. However, I believe that the options that are coming are going to be bigger than sandals and are going to pose greater benefits than sandals, because Motherland Beckons is going to be the next big thing. And Motherland Beckons is just waiting to expand and take root in the Caribbean. And Tobago is going to be a key position, a key place for Motherland Beckons.
You know, Tommy, and Ambrose decision there, it was like from a P&M perspective, I'm sorry to say that. But if Ambrose really sit down and understand it, that many people in Tobago have bed and breakfast, and it's a different look from our sandals, and Tobago made the right decision. How much people think sandals would have employed, right? And on the other side, how much people you think, how many people in Tobago would have lose their earnings that they have from a bed and breakfast? Tobago made the right decision. Absolutely right decision. But Ambrose, I'm surprised that I'm surprised that you are living in New York and you don't have a global perspective. You have a local perspective. I'm surprised. But then again, I think sometimes when you your lens that you wear, you have to take off them red sunglasses sometimes. Ambrose, here goes Ambrose again. Oh God, Ambrose, you know something, boy. St. Lucia and Jamaica does have bed and breakfast. Take a look at the many Vincentians employed. Ambrose, St. Lucia and Jamaica are tourist islands, tourists. They depend on tourism. Yeah? Tobago also depends on tourism, yes, right? But it depends on tourism without a sandals. And if you put a sandals in Tobago, cancel Christmas, the unemployment in Tobago will go very high. Because all them business going out of business, right? Them now got to go work for sandals for minimum wage. Them now becoming BMWs and BWWs. You know what's that BMW, right, Tommy? And BWWs?
It's an automobile, but
no, right? Black men workers and black women workers.
Well, it has different. Black men working, black men walking, black women walking, black
women working and black men working.
Walking too, so you gotta be careful.
Yeah. Ulrich says Trinidad between a rock and a hard place. This election hard. We don't want the both parties, but we have to choose one. You have to choose one. You have to choose one. Curtis John, welcome.
Welcome, Curtis John.
Ambrose says, my global perspective is thinking sandals.
Well, Sandals, we know who owns Sandals and what Sandals is about. But there's a new wave that's taking place, which is motherland, opening up the links between the motherland and the Caribbean. And that's why I keep talking about motherland beckons. Because that's inevitable, it's coming. Because there's quite a bit of money in the motherland, and there's some historic and ancestral links that has to be reestablished with the Caribbean. Of course, motherland beckons is going to mean also that India is going to have links or establish links with the Caribbean or deeper links also. But there's a new wave coming. As long as there's no interruption by Europe, so to speak.
Tommy, Israel wants to know, Wall Street, are you still a PNM? I ask only because the election just a few months away. Bisram, actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. Not sure what motherland beckons. Please explain.
I want you to do the research. There's Google. Okay. Google it and learn for yourself about motherland beckons.
Okay. Wall Street, Tobago didn't run Sandals. Sandals pulled out because they wanted the state to fund them to build their hotels. Caribbean Soul, go back and see what Njuko was saying about Sandals. Well answered. You stated if Sandals open to big unemployment will skyrocket. The islands that have Sandals resort, what have been the economic impact, especially the most recent islands like Grenada? You see, those islands are so different from Tobago, in my estimation, right? Tobago had already established a place where it's about bed and breakfast, right? And most people in Tobago, most people in Tobago, basically, Tommy, own their own house.
That's correct.
Most people in Tobago own their own house, and their house, and I just had another thought from that. And their house, they make into a part bed and breakfast, right. And that's how they survive.
And I want to add their own homes, because it's not just a house. Their houses are homes, because Tobago
is that correct?
Homely feeling, which is
correct.
very personable and personal, and that's
correct.
A win-win.
That's a win-win. You put our Sandals in there, cancel Christmas. You know, go look at communities where a Walmart came into certain communities, mash up the community, and when they couldn't make it, they pull out and they leave the community dead.
High
and dry. They come in, they close down all the mom and pop stores because, nobody could compete with Walmart. And when Walmart can't make money, these big conglomerates is about profit,
True.
Them is not about corporate social responsibility, Yeah, they go talk about that. But at the end of the day, it's profits,
True.
Them they make money. And if they're not making money, they will pack up the Georgie bundle and go home.
Correct.
And who did it?
You and me. But I have to make a little adjustment. Let me do that quickly.
Yeah, correct is right. Yeah?
Make a little adjustment to my screen.
So, hold on. So, Yeah, Curtis John, at least we know what we have in Tobago. We don't know when a sandal come, how it's going to affect us. We can speculate and we can say based on other things that have happened, sandal's not good for Tobago. They made the right decision. Right decision. And plus, all the tax abatements, whatever they set aside from taxes, they didn't have to pay. And they want this, and they want all these concessions. All these concessions they want. Yeah. Well, the topic is property tax. We're talking about Sandals and Tobago, which I totally disagree with, and I find Tobago made the right decision. Watson Duke has no credibility. Okay. What is so wrong? What's so wrong to expand the tourism market to an international brand? I didn't say nothing was wrong. I'm just saying that if you understand the dynamics of putting our sandals in Tobago, where's that we have established a place where people come and they have a lot of bed and breakfast. People have their little business. When a person stay in a bed and breakfast, they can make breakfast for them. They can make dinner for them. They can make that's how they make a living. That's how they make a living. Why you want to upset that, Ambrose? But anyway, let's go to a video here. The first video by let me go to the one on property tax in 2009. That's why I had said that when the PNM was in opposition with Prime Minister Rowley as the opposition leader, he said he will support nothing that the opposition brings to Parliament. He stated that. So if the UNC says the same thing, that's what he stated it up. And this is what he stated back in 2009.
Keith Rowley wants to punish the people of our country who are already struggling by implementing his new property tax. But here's what Keith Rowley had to say in Parliament about the same property tax back in 2009. As reported in the Hansard of the Parliament, Keith Rowley said, "In my own constituency, there is anger, anxiety and resentment at both ends of the spectrum. They have brought the tax at the worst possible time, alluding to tough economic times." Rowley also rejected the idea that property tax would help communities. Instead, it would bring further hardship. He said, "I know a lot of people for whom $100 is a lot of money. A lot are struggling to make ends meet," said Rowley. Rowley also chastised the PNM for asking people to pay property tax while his own constituents could not even get water in their taps. Any hike in such water rates under the property tax, Rowley said, would now amount to provocation. If you try to defend the indefensible, you will create resentment and provoke people. And that is what we have at the moment, said Rowley back in 2009. But now, by implementing the property tax, Prime Minister Keith Rowley is defending the indefensible.
There you have it.
Here it is.
Here it is. Here it is. You understand? Oh boy. Oh, we love you, so we take great care of you. And listen, people say about Bishop Marks. Well, Bishop Marks. Well, Walls, what you gonna do when the next general election comes? By now, Bishop, you could see that I am not a supporter of the RPNM policies, and those policies are not going to change. Those policies are not going to change. You understand? Ulrich says, what do you think about Motormouth going up in St. Joseph? Do you think the people there are so stupid to vote? Hey, Ulrich, let me say to you, you may, listen, me and Gary had some running, in this program here, Right, Tommy, remember that? Yeah. Yeah, KFC.
Ulrich, let me say to you.
Turn on your computer.
You may...
Oh, Wall Street has anything they fear there, boy. You can watch it and play the fair one too.
All right, cool. Yeah. Thanks a
They're
lot.
gonna after the fair there, man. They love.
Right, bless. Yeah, Tommy.
I remember the run-ins with Gary right here on the station. And we
station.
Yeah, and we mended the fences. I used to call them Motormouth.
Yeah, we worked it out. You understand? Because what I was saying was facts, wasn't fiction. You understand? And you may not like facts. People don't like facts, but that's okay. So, Ulrich, I think you have to kind of step back a little bit. In my estimation, Ulrich, I believe that in St. Joseph, Gary will be a formidable candidate. In my estimation. I believe he'll be a formidable candidate. And the PNM cannot put back up Terrence Dialsing up there. Because Gary go wipe his slate clean. Clean. Yeah? He go wipe it clean. Why is there no property tax valuation in Tobago today? Mean Gene. I don't know. Mean Gene will answer that question. But I want to go to two videos from Colin Booth, the Minister of Finance. And I want you guys to listen to this.
The people at the lowest end of the spectrum, whose rental value would be somewhere in the vicinity of $1,500 a month or less, that is what their property would be assessed at, $1,500 a month or less. Their property tax would have been $486 for the year, $40 a month. Now that we've reduced it to 2%, that group of people, which is about 15% of all property owners in Trinidad and Tobago, which is about 60,000 people, they now will pay $324 per year, $26 a month. And as you go up the scale with the adjustments that we have made, you find that 2/3 of property owners in Trinidad and Tobago, 2/3, you're talking about 250,000 homeowners. Their tax will be $700 a month or less. That is the effect of what we did yesterday in the Parliament. 250,000 homeowners will now attract a property tax of $700 a year, $60 a month. 250,000 people. But for some reason, there is this campaign outside there, and it is not limited to the opposition. There are people who write in the media as well, and writing all of this foolishness. Because if 250,000 people only have to pay $60 a month in property tax, that cannot be something that is going to collapse Trinidad and Tobago and everybody will be out on the street. I had to listen yesterday to somebody telling me that property tax is going to be the largest single expense that somebody will have to pay every month. I say, really? The low level is $26 a month, and almost everybody paying about $60, $70 a month. And $60 a month is going to be the largest single expense that anybody could pay? Nonsense. But that is what is outside there. And what you find is that the people who live in the higher end properties, they're the ones who are making noise. So the people who live in the most upscale areas of Trinidad and Tobago, millionaires, their tax might be $7,000 for the year, $8,000 for the year. Well, it's reduced now, so it might go down to $6,000 or $5,000 for the year, as the case may be. So these are people living in houses that are worth $5 million, $10 million, $15 million, $20 million. Their tax might be now $6,000 for the year or $500 a month. They want to pay the same tax as the person in Belmont or in Cocorit or in St. John Road right here, who will be paying a $400, a $500, or $300 a year, $25 a month, $30 a month, $40 a month. The man who lives in the most upscale areas in Trinidad, they want to pay the same tax as the man who lives right here on the Eastern Main Road. It is ridiculous. The whole point about property tax is that it's a progressive tax. The more money you have, the more assets you have, the more you pay. The bigger your house is, the more expensive it is, the more you pay. The less it is, the cheaper it is, the less you pay. It's what's called a progressive tax. So the burden is on people at the high end and not at the low end.
You hear that googly gawk? Tommy, did you hear that?
Claro, like Rio.
Tommy, if all are we paying 2%, how is that regressive?
How is it fair?
How is it fair? Yes. How if all of us are paying the same percentage, how is that not oppressive? I said regressive. How is that not oppressive and regressive? How is that not regressive and oppressive?
The tax should be scaled based on neighborhood and units.
And you will come and talk that garbology. You know, Tommy, I will really like to figure out. He said 250,000 homeowners will be paying $700 or less. Right? So let me try and do a maths quickly to figure out what that rental value will be. I try to do a quick maths here. Right? I'm guessing here. Let's take.
Are we still getting that 10% discount with the 2% now, or is it just 2%?
Yes. No, you're still getting 10% discount. You're still getting it. So let me say your annual rental value is $30,000, right? Times 10%. You got to take away 10%. 30,000 minus 3,000 will give you 27,000 times 0.02 is equal to 540. Right? So we are 30,000, right? Because we had 540, right? 30,000. Right? Let's go up to 40,000. 40,000 minus 10%. 40,000 minus 10%. That is 4,000. That would be 36,000, right? Times 0.02. 36,000 times 0.02. Okay, 720. There we go, Tommy. There we go. So, if you have a rental value, an annual rental value of $40,000, right? So we can divide your annual rental value is 40,000. So 36,000. So we subtract the 10%. 36,000. That we divided by 12. Okay, that is a rental value of $3,000 a month. Right? Because 12 times 3,000 is 36,000. Right? So we are saying that people, we have 250,000 homeowners in Trinidad, right? Who will have an annual rental value of $36,000 or less. You with me, Tommy?
I'm right here.
Is that believable?
Nope, that's not credible at all.
Okay. Okay. Yeah? And then you're talking about if you own a bigger house, of course you're going to pay more. Of course. But I'm paying the same percentage as a person who live up in Chumaka Clavantil and have a house. Right? Ulrich says that is the same man that raised gas and laughed at us, never give governmental pensioner a raise, 4 budgets, give government workers 4%, while it take 35% increase. Yeah. So I like that match. But Tommy, he went further, you know. You know what? I don't understand how people does allow. Well, let me don't say that. Let me don't say that. I want you guys to listen to this now. Eh? This man went further, right? And how come I don't hear Ambrose commenting on these type of things, boy?
So when one looks at it, what is the real problem? How could paying $400 or $500 a year, $30 a month, how could that be such a catastrophe that the opposition want to burn down the country and plunge the country into chaos? What is going on? And I have come to one conclusion. It can't be the property tax. It can't be $300 a year or $400 a year or $500 a year, $30, $40, $50 a month. That can't be the reason for all this bacchanal that you're seeing in the papers, you're hearing on the radio, you're seeing on TV, all this carrying on. That cannot be the issue. It can't be the amount of tax. It has to be something else. And you see, what we have in Trinidad and Tobago today is a situation where a number of people cannot explain their wealth. You have fellas working for a small salary but living in a mansion. You have people owning 5 and 10 and 20 properties. How did they get them? And what property tax does? And I read from an article from the IMF last night in the Parliament, because this is not unique to Trinidad and Tobago. If you are a person accustomed evading tax, you're a professional, you provide services, you charge for your services, but you take in cash, you ain't giving no bill, and you're not reporting that, you could do that unless taxman catch up with you. You could hide your income because it's invisible, but you can't hide a house. It's right in front of your face. So that it's all about land management, as the Prime Minister was telling me. Now we will know who owns what. And then it's not for me, I'm not in that, but if you find out that a little clerk somewhere have 10 houses worth $20 million, well, that's for somebody else to check that out. And that is what the opposition to property tax is all about. It's not about $200, $300, $400 in property tax. So I thought I would make this crystal clear, because I cannot understand what all this bacchanal is all about. I cannot. And especially when we reduce the tax. They're making more noise when we reduce the tax. They're more vexed. It has to be what is called unjust enrichment and explain your wealth. That's what it is. So,
Just enrichment and explain your wealth. Your mic's muted.
Tommy, them fellas really think Trinbagonians do this and shoot to nobody. Tommy, I know people in this country have 5 and 6 houses and they're renting it out. And the government ain't coming to ask them to explain no wealth. That is the most set of garbology I've ever heard. You telling me, if you send me a property tax bill, Tommy, and I pay my property tax bill, unless I put it in my cousin name, and when the bill come, I give my cousin the money, the cousin go to the bank, wherever it is, and pay the bill. Tommy helping a man. How this come to about explain your wealth? I mean, I will more like to know that when a minister starts in Trinidad and Tobago in the parliament, I would like to know what your wealth was when you started and what your wealth is after 5 years in parliament. I would like to know that. How you could tell me property tax is the reason why they don't want it is because for you to explain your wealth? That makes absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. No sense. That is madness. They have bungled this thing so badly. They're trying to come up with all kind of thing, all kind of madness they're coming up with, and it ain't making no sense. So if I come to Trinidad and I buy 5 houses in Chumaka, Clavantil, I had to explain my wealth, property tax, explain your wealth. Oh God, boy. I don't know, boy. Boy.
I could bet you one thing for sure: the poor people wouldn't be the ones who have to explain their wealth.
Hello, right? But to me, there's separate laws for that. Property tax and explain your wealth does not go hand in hand. If anybody want to tell me property tax and explain your wealth goes hand in hand in this country, Tommy, I'm talking about America. You know how much people have been in jail? If property tax had anything to do with explain your wealth. I mean, money laundering, you could take money from nefarious activities and go and buy houses.
Buy real estate.
Buy real estate. You can stop a person from buying real estate. And when you buy real estate, you pay your property tax. And if you're paying your property tax, I have no reason to question you on anything. Hey, Tommy, if I'm paying my property tax every month, as a matter of fact, my property tax roll into my mortgage. So when my mortgage come, the property tax included in there.
I'm gonna tell you something. It's the spaghetti theory still at work. Throw it up on the wall, whatever sticks, sticks.
It makes no sense. When I listen to that, to him say that, I say, but wait now, boy. What kind of doxology? I think that's what TC does say, doxology. Yeah,
Well,
no.
I tell you something. It works. It works for them, so that's why they're using it.
It works like a charm, you know. And you know what now, Tommy? Those in the go along, get along, RP and them gang, them coming now. Yeah, boy, what? All you? Why you think the UNC against property tax? Because some of them have to explain their wealth, and they're trying to hide their wealth. They don't want people to see their wealth. One set of dotishness. Property tax have absolutely nothing to do with explain your wealth. Nothing. And I'm saying it. Absolutely zero. Tommy, do you know everybody in this country, in America, ever was arrested for property tax and explaining your wealth?
No, never, ever.
Yeah, I really think them think people, boy. Alex is a good question to ask the Prime Minister. Mary, welcome. Mary De La Rue. Mary, where are you joining us from? Mary's new in the village. How about your building? Which building, Mary? I don't know what building Mary talking about, you know. Patricia, welcome. Mary, which building you're talking about? My building? Right? Me no building. Yeah. Ambrose, what is your take? You live in New York, Ambrose. What is your take on the Minister of Finance making the analogy between property tax and explain your wealth? Oh, Mr. Florida, what about you? What about you, Mean Gene? What about you in explaining your wealth through property tax?
Mr. Brooklyn, if you're listening, chime in. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Brooklyn, you too, if you're listening. How do we explain that? I need help tonight. I want you all to help me explain how I could go from paying property tax, paying it, to explain your wealth. And Tommy, if I am rich and wealthy, I could pay my property tax.
Absolutely.
If I'm paying my property tax, what do I have to explain?
How are you paying your tax?
Oh God!
Where you getting money? Where you getting any money from to pay your tax?
Where you getting your money from to pay the tax? Hey, Professor Wall Street, I noticed you pay your tax for the last 6 months. You had to come in, the TPS come in and investigate you. Where you get that money to pay that property tax? You have to explain your wealth. Explain your wealth for you to pay that property tax. Your property tax is $3,000 for the year. How you get that money to pay that tax? Oh God, boy. Only make it make sense now. Make it make sense. All it is, I also want to know how they start to collect from the poor first. They back to front, and you know why? Because the people of Trinidad and Tobago are too stupid. And already, we have said that here over and over and over. Oh, I just say that. I was getting some flack for this video, Tommy, because I said that the rich, where is it? Hold on there. Oh my God, I didn't put that there. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I want you all to listen to this. Listen to this carefully. You have to listen to it carefully, yeah? Because a friend of mine told me that, oh, what a big leap you're making, Wall Street. How you come to that conclusion? You have to listen carefully, you know. You know, sometimes, yeah? Mystic Prowler have a song that says you have to look below the surface. You have to look below the surface sometime. Eh? You know, sometimes you have a cake, Tommy, and they have icing on it, right? And you don't know if it's a black cake or if it's a yellow cake. You know what type of cake it is. You know it's a cake, right? Until you cut it or you remove the icing from it, then you just know what type of cake it is. Listen to this.
When is the right time? Will there ever be a right time? At least one spokesperson yesterday reported in today's paper saying no, it should never be. Never. So in other words, don't use that method to collect that revenue. And then of course another question follows. Then what do you do? And the answer is tax certain business people. Well, that to me is just plain foolish. Because the business sector is already taxed.
You hear that, Tommy?
Yep, it's foolish to tax the business sector.
You hear that? Why am I going to tax the business sector who are making richer? Why do I want to tax them? Why? I don't want to tax
who making profits from their business.
Correct. And he making them richer because the government does get them contracts too. Don't forget that.
That's right.
Yeah? Why I don't want to tax them. Listen again. Listen, because pay attention, you know. Pay attention. All we want you guys to do is to think. Just think. That's it.
When is the right time? Will there ever be a right time? At least one spokesperson yesterday reported in today's paper saying no, it should never be. Never. So in other words, don't use that method to collect that revenue. And then, of course, another question follows. Then, what do you do? And the answer is tax certain business people. Well, that to me is just plain foolish. Because the business sector is already taxed. And the people who are 30%, as a matter of fact. And people who earn from the business sector, they get taxed from those earnings. And the profits of many of our businesses in the country support the stock exchange, where people have invested in those companies, and there's a wide ownership of the resources of the private sector in Trinidad and Tobago. And if you don't believe me, ask your officer in the unit trust. How does the unit trust pay earnings on your units? The unit trust does not conduct any business in this country, but it has hundreds of thousands of unit holders. And those unit holders look forward to getting a return on their units, because the unit trust buys shareholding into most of the profitable companies in this country. Whether it's a bank share, whether it is Massey, whether it is a significant portion of it is owned by the unit trust, which is owned by you. So when you understand that, you would want those businesses to make a profit. And they are paying taxes.
So what I like to know, right? What percentage of poor people does invest in the stock market in Trinidad?
I'm not sure, but I'll tell you something. Corporate taxes, or should I say taxes on business profit, is different to real estate taxes.
That fella, he shift the whole focus, you know. That was supposed to be about property tax, you know, and the commercial property tax, you know. He shifted to what corporation paying on their profits. That commercial property should have been first as far as property tax is concerned. First and foremost.
You know, if you can get away with playing smart with foolishness, you will do it. You will continuously do it.
But Tommy, I want you to listen to this. Listen to this.
5 signs someone is not emotionally intelligent. Number 1, they lack social awareness. Some examples of lacking social awareness include driving slowly in the left lane, always bumping into people while you're walking, and saying the wrong things at inappropriate times. Number 2, always blaming others. When something goes wrong, someone with low emotional intelligence will always find someone else to blame, and they will never take accountability for their own actions. They see every issue as someone else's fault, but never their own. Number 3, they lack empathy. A clear sign of low emotional intelligence is the inability to empathize with others. This can lead to acting indifferent or invalidating when other people are suffering because they're not able to put themselves in other people's shoes. Number 4, they're easily offended. Someone who lacks emotional intelligence gets offended too quickly. This causes them to overreact to minor situations or comments. Usually they have a disproportionate emotional response to a specific event. And number 5, they're unable to admit that they're wrong. They're unable to accept their faults even in the face of clear evidence. An example is not being able to admit that they're wrong during a discussion even when there's so much evidence presented against them.
Let me play that again.
5 signs someone is not emotionally intelligent. Number 1, they lack social awareness. Some examples of lacking social awareness include driving slowly in the left lane, always bumping into people while you're walking, and saying the wrong things at inappropriate times. Number 2, always blaming others. When something goes wrong, someone with low emotional intelligence will always find someone else to blame, and they will never take accountability for their own actions. They see every issue as someone else's fault, but never their own. Number 3, they lack empathy. A clear sign of low emotional intelligence is the inability to empathize with others. This can lead to acting indifferent or invalidating when other people are suffering because they're not able to put themselves in other people's shoes. Number 4, they're easily offended. Someone who lacks emotional intelligence gets offended too quickly. This causes them to overreact to minor situations or comments. Usually they have a disproportionate emotional response to a specific event. And number 5, they're unable to admit that they're wrong. They're unable to accept their faults even in the face of clear evidence. An example is not being able to admit that they're wrong during a discussion even when there's so much evidence presented against them.
Tommy, I'll leave that right there. I'll leave that there. Captain Singh said, Imbert said he was an engineer and he works for his money to buy the place in Port of Spain and build the apartments and sold them. Yeah. Mean Gene said, yes, I know one who was arrested and jailed for evading taxes, wealth in his time. Mean Gene, that was income taxes.
Not real estate taxes.
That was not real estate taxes. We're talking about real estate taxes and explain your wealth. That had nothing to do with property tax. No percentage of poor people that invest in the stock can't even get in the building. You know, I mean, the guy making an analogy and bringing up the exchange. I mean, there are so many poor people in Trinidad don't know a bid and a ask on the New York Stock Exchange because that's not just the experience. The only how I knew it is because I worked at the New York Stock Exchange. Right? But, I mean, you bringing up the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah, it's New York Stock Exchange. The Trinidad Stock Exchange. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, Mr. Florida, welcome. Mr. Florida, before you ask anything, let me ask you a question. Do you know anyone that had to explain the wealth because of property tax?
No, Mr. Ansem, that don't make no sense. Why he don't come and ask John Rockefeller that in America?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? He should have asked John Rockefeller that who own all our real estate in America.
Did he get his wealth?
But that's what I'm saying. He only using that propaganda talk. You hear what he say? UNC frightened to find out where they get the wealth from. You see the propaganda he using? And he calling figures 250,000 and 50%. Mr. Anselm, the poor people in Trinidad and Tobago don't even have life insurance.
Correct is right. Correct, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And he talking about stock exchange and people paying money. People don't even have life insurance. People don't even have a savings that they could go to the bank and get a loan. People don't even have a piece of property. Some, not all are talking about, majority could go and get a loan out of that property. True, let me tell you something. You see, when they change that money from the paper money to the polymer notes, and they get to find, and he get to understand how much of these pensioners saving their money, and they know the wealth, that is when everything started to go haywire. He don't want nobody to save that pension money. They have to spend that pension money. Don't save it no more. And the first thing he's supposed to understand, when the old people save the money is for their grandkids, is the generational wealth for them to get a start in life. But when you take that from them and they have that no more, then they cannot help the grandkids or the children. He's speaking about, the rich going and pay more, the bigger the house, and that's why I wanted to show you the map. If you show the map for the 7-7 for the local election, UNC have more people living in their area than in PNM areas that they won. So how much money would they generate in those small little pocket areas that we see in when they pay the property tax compared to when they see a big large one like Mayaru with so many houses, so much villas, so much that they will get more money. So what he gonna do? And he said each constituency gonna get that money to use. So the UNC constituency will get fixed better than the rest of them because those small constituencies in paying them, how much money they could generate from that? How much money they, if you say you reduce it and people only paying $300, 50% of the people paying $300 for the year, right? How much money they expect to generate total from property tax for the year?
Correct. The Samuel Laventon Regional Corporation, how much they could generate if half of them people
exactly
only paying $300 for the year? Eh?
Exactly.
That's a great point.
But Mr. Hansen, you just had them turning and spinning and spinning because you just bring facts and you just bring it to them level. And you just had them spinning. They ain't like you, they ain't like you again. But look on them. Look on all this thing. I love the conversation. Right. Good night, Mr. Tommy.
Same to you, my brother.
Tommy, they don't like it. But when we come back, we are more, We are more because we want to know, Tommy, we have a crime problem in Trinidad and Tobago. And our prime minister leaving the country for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We talk about that when we come back. Stick and stay, folks. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, the numbers here are 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
973-609-6509. 973-609-6509.
We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM. You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to In the Village with your host, with Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM.
What's happening? This your boy Lil Jon.
Hey, yo, this the Yin Yang Twins.
You're listening to the sounds of...
And we doing it real big with my dog.
In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Hey, this is Lady Gaga. Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
You're live in the mix with the one and only.
Hey, this is Justin Timberlake, and this is
In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
This is Travis Scott for 21-7.
You're listening to In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
What it do is some baby and we in the mix.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with yours truly, Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, and you, and WZYE 95.9 FM. Now, of course, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And, of course, folks, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We are on WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, WZYE TV and YouTube. Subscribe, so whenever we go on air, you will get a notification that In the Village with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, is on air. All right. Bijam says they can get information from property tax, then they'll know how much property they own. I have never heard property tax and explain your wealth. I mean, Okay, Mean Gene say, yes, you're right. It was income tax, not property tax. My bad. Nah, Mean Gene, you know we just go here. I wonder what is the valuation of the building down the island and if it's legal to collect property tax on the 1% owners and if it's legal. That's a good question.
Very good.
Yeah, that's a good question, Ulrich. That's an excellent question. You know, next time they're having a little thing, we had to tell them, Tommy, we had to tell them that maybe they could hook something up online so people outside of Trinidad can participate in those press conferences with the Prime Minister and these people on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we have folks too. You know, and we want to ask questions because we're not going to ask them softball questions, them reporting another game, Prime Minister Rowley.
I could agree.
And I heard a woman at the last conference day, was it Tuesday or whatever it is? Oh God. I think she anyway, let me leave that alone. Matilda, welcome. Good night to you as well. And yeah, we enjoying the holidays. It's Easter break in school. It's Easter break, Tommy.
Yep.
So, let me play. Let me play. I want you to listen to Giant T. Lutch Media on property tax. Listen to this. And then we're going to get to the Prime Minister on vacation.
Because in response to the outlandish claims made by the then PNM opposition, Minister Hawaii made a statement and said, Dr. Rowley quoted from a Hansard of the 9th of September 2013, but has not taken time to check on the status of this matter at the ministry. I have said categorically the cabinet has not considered this matter, nor has the matter been brought to cabinet for consideration at any time in the last 2 years. He said this was after my statement in 2013. He said the issue was not taken forward because government took on board the feedback received in those consultations that we should consider carefully the tax burden on individuals and businesses and the effect it could have on new investment, and two, that the process of implementation will be long and drawn out and will not provide immediate cash flow benefit to the Treasury. The fact of the matter is that Minister Hawaii refuted in 2015 that there was any plan then and there was any plan now and that any steps had been taken to bring property tax. So stop listening to your own delusions, stop taking your own advice and stop trying to peddle untruths to the people of this country to make them believe that the People's Partnership Administration at any point in time took any steps towards reintroducing property tax on the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. We do not support property tax now. We did not support it in 2009, and we took absolutely no steps to do so between 2010 and 2015. Those are the facts. Property tax is a regressive form of taxation, and that is quite simply, it is something that I have explained before, and it is the reason I am opposed to regressive forms of taxation, because it has no connection to the income earning capacity of the individual who has to pay it. And what that simply means is this: if I earn $30,000 a month and I purchase a $2 million property, I will pay the same amount of taxes as a person who inherited a property that their parents bought in 1979 on the Southern Main Road in Cunupia, which is now valued at $2 million, but that person lost their job in the refinery that the PNM closed down and cannot restart up to today. Right? So they conducted a valuation by looking at a deed. Okay, so that's the first thing. When I purchase my property, like everybody else in Trinidad and Tobago who purchases property, and you go to get your deed stamped at the Board of Inland Revenue, you know what you have to carry? You have to carry a valuation report that you pay for, but it must be, and Inland Revenue will not accept your valuation report unless it is from an RICS chartered valuator. So Inland Revenue will not accept a valuation for stamp duty purposes from someone unless they are properly qualified and certified. But they are accepting all these fly-by-night valuations from people with no qualifications hired by Valuations Division as field assessors. Now, there are two issues that I want to raise here. Firstly, when everyone was scoffing at what Senator Mark said, I recently saw an interview by a person by the name of Ms. Gillian Wolfe of the Revenue Authority. And Ms. Wolfe gave this interview on television and explained exactly what the power to distrain meant. And she said anything that is not attached to the property, they could come and pick it up and go and sell it in order to pay the outstanding taxes. So when people on this side are sitting here and scoffing at Senator Mark, and he doesn't know what he's talking about, and what is that, and they're pretending not to know, the citizens of the country deserve to know that even with an objection pending before Valuations Division, if they cannot afford to pay, the Board of Inland Revenue or the Revenue Authority or whichever incarnation that is in place has the power to come and pick up your bed and your fridge and your stove to satisfy the tax. And the power of the state to sell your property if taxes remain unpaid for 5 years is there in the legislation. So don't pretend like you do not know that it exists. It exists. And it exists. So don't try to fool the population. And I want to tell them something, and I want to make that promise to this government here today. The day this government takes steps to utilize the power to distrain or the power to seize anybody's property while they have an objection pending, I will see you in court. I will see you in court. Mr. Vice President, nobody in this country should be forced to pay more tax because they put up a high fence and a high wall to protect themselves because the government has failed to protect them and has failed in the fight against crime. Nobody should have to pay more taxes because during COVID they were confined to their homes and the children had to do online classes, and so they invested in more technology or they invested in air conditioning their house. Those are the kinds of things that they have looked at. But you know something, that when you go to do a valuation report by a private valuator that they look at, and what increases the value of your home, your access to transportation, the condition of the roads leading to your home, the types of schools you have in your area, the amount of water that you get delivered. If water was a criteria for where I live, I would pay zero property tax. None.
Well, Tommy,
Mm-hmm.
how was that dude?
That was spirited.
Very spirited. Yeah, you know, and the sad thing is that, you know, some of those points are well taken. Budram John, welcome. Margaret says, you know, Ansem, that's not going to happen because people who live outside of TNT are more informed, at least most of us. Correct is right. Yeah? You know, Tommy, I hope the government decides to get rid of this tax the way it's currently structured and start all over. Just start all over. Yeah, because it just not working. And not only that, but we read for you where the Minister of Finance said he was paying $9,000 in property tax. I mean, I really don't know how we get our number. Eh?
Said he was valuated for that.
Eh?
He said he was valued to pay $9,000, right?
Yeah, but we couldn't get any annual rental value to come up to $9,000. I think the numbers the close we came was $8,100 or something like that. But that's for another.
Did he not say that his property was valued at $25,000 a month or something like that?
$25,000 a month. So that would be $300,000 annual rental value for the year.
Right. So
if you take $300,000, take a 10% discount and then multiply by 2%, you don't get $9,000. As a matter of fact, let me do the math. Let's do the math right now. And we're gonna get to so 300,000, right? Hold on. 300,000. 10% is 30,000. So that will be 270,000, right?
270, right?
Well, that might be at the 3%.
At 3%.
Right. $8,100. See? 8,100.
At 3%.
At 3%. Yes. So something wrong somewhere. Yeah? But Tommy, I don't understand this, eh? I don't understand why they are not talking about the prime minister leaving the country again on 2 weeks vacation. Now, I'm not saying that a prime minister can't go away for 7 days or something like that. I ain't saying that, but 2 weeks, boy. Let's take a listen to this. You're going to be hearing this for the first time here on WZYE 95.9 FM. Take a listen.
Trinidad and Tobago face a grave crisis, one that transcends mere statistics. Our streets echo with gunshots, and headlines scream of violence, and the murder toll has surged. The Caribbean nation, once the jewel of the region, now grapples with the 6th highest crime rate globally. It is a national emergency, and citizens yearn for swift action. The Prime Minister's retreat. Dr. Rowley's vacation, including a 10-day sojourn to Ireland, raises eyebrows. Critics argue that his timing is tone-deaf. In the midst of Trinidad and Tobago's escalating crime crisis, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley's decision to embark on a 2-week vacation raises serious questions about leadership priorities. At a time when citizens are grappling with heightened levels of violence and insecurity, the absence of the country's leader is not just concerning but unacceptable. Trinidad and Tobago are currently facing a dire situation with crime rates soaring to alarming levels. Homicides, robberies, and other violent offenses have become all too common occurrences, instilling fear and anxiety among citizens. In such a critical moment, the need for strong, decisive leadership is paramount. However, the Prime Minister's decision to take a vacation sends the wrong message to the nation and undermines public confidence in the government's ability to address the pressing issue of crime. It is essential for leaders to be present and actively engaged during times of crisis, providing reassurance, guidance, and support to the people they serve. Yet, Dr. Rowley's absence during this crucial period sends a message of neglect and indifference towards the plight of ordinary citizens who are living in fear for their safety and security. It is a stark reminder of the disconnect between those in power and the everyday realities faced by the population. Furthermore, Dr. Rowley's vacation comes at a time when urgent action is needed to tackle the root causes of crime and implement effective strategies to combat it. The government should be focused on deploying resources, strengthening law enforcement, and engaging with communities to address the underlying issues driving criminal activity. However, the Prime Minister's absence raises concerns about whether these efforts will receive the attention and leadership they require. Additionally, Dr. Rowley's decision to take a vacation at this time also highlights a lack of empathy and sensitivity towards the suffering of victims and their families. While he may have personal reasons for his vacation, the optics of leaving the country during a crisis of this magnitude are deeply troubling and send the wrong message to those who are most affected by crime. In conclusion, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley's choice to go on a 2-week vacation amidst Trinidad and Tobago's crime crisis is deeply concerning and ill-advised. Leadership demands responsibility, accountability, and empathy, especially during challenging times. Dr. Rowley's absence undermines public trust and confidence in the government's ability to effectively address the urgent issue of crime. As such, it is imperative that leaders prioritize the needs and concerns of their citizens above all else, particularly in times of crisis.
5 signs someone is not emotionally intelligent. Number 1, they lack social awareness. Some examples of lacking social awareness include driving slowly in the left lane, always bumping into people while you're walking, and saying the wrong things at inappropriate times. Number 2, always blaming others. When something goes wrong, someone with low emotional intelligence will always find someone else to blame, and they will never take accountability for their own actions. They see every issue as someone else's fault, but never their own. Number 3, they lack empathy. A clear sign of low emotional intelligence is the inability to empathize with others. This can lead to acting indifferent or invalidating when other people are suffering because they're not able to put themselves in other people's shoes. Number 4, they're easily offended. Someone who lacks emotional intelligence gets offended too quickly. This causes them to overreact to minor situations or comments. Usually they have a disproportionate emotional response to a specific event. And number 5, they're unable to admit that they're wrong. They're unable to accept their faults even in the face of clear evidence. An example is not being able to admit that they're wrong during a discussion even when there's so much evidence presented against them.
There you have it. Tommy?
Yeah. No, the PM going on vacation. I think at this point, it doesn't even matter whether he does staycation, vacation. None of it matters.
You think we have so far gone that it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Florida, welcome.
Hey, I could think here, Mr. Tommy, but I know Ireland is our big pharmaceutical market there, so who knows? You understand? Ireland pharmaceutical market #1 in the world. All right, Mr. Anselm, a little food for thought.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he probably going to get an arrangement to diversify the economy.
I guess so. Tommy, you are that cynical, man.
Huh?
You are that cynical that you really don't care, if whether he go on a vacation or not.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. That's very unfortunate. I think that I don't know. I don't know if, but it just seemed like if it didn't really no big deal to him. You know what I mean?
It is because it's not.
I'm going on a vacation. I ain't take a vacation in a long time. And you know something? Let me see if I have I had a next video here. Let me check something, yeah. I wanna play this one. That was I don't know why that thing show up there, huh? I know why that thing show up. I wanna check our next one here. Let me see. I go move that just now. I gotta look for that one. That was when he had talked about him not going on vacation previously. Is that it here? Nah, that's not it. I think it might be here. There was a time when he had stated that. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, last year I addressed you from a podium like this in a similar circumstance because it hasn't been easy. When it's not COVID, it's gas. When it's not gas, it's back pay. When it's not back pay, it's lies. Just all of them. And I said to you last year that I intended to go on a vacation last year. I did not. I said to you I intended to go on my medical examination. I did not. I'm saying to you again, no. I am going on a vacation and I am going to do my medical.
Fact checked. PM Rowley lies again and did take a vacation in 2023. In an article in The Express on May 4, 2023, it stated, "I have nothing to answer for Rowley going on Barbados vacation." He said that on this weekend, he would be going to Barbados to vacation with friend and would be leaving on Friday morning. In an article in the Newsday dated August 23, 2023 stated the Prime Minister has returned home from his vacation in Barbados, according to a brief statement issued by the Office of the Prime Minister, OPM. A statement released on August 17 said Rowley was traveling to Barbados that day for a private trip. Rowley first disclosed he was taking this trip during a news conference at the Diplomatic Centre, St. Anne's on August 10. He left Trinidad and Tobago 3 days after the local government elections, which ended in a 7-7 tie between the PNM and UNC. Finance Minister Coleman Burt acted as Prime Minister while Rowley was away. Therefore, PM Rowley has shown once again that a liar has no memory.
What can I say? Facts is
say it again. A lie has no memory.
Yeah, my mother-in-law told me 35 years ago before I get married. Well, it's going to be 36 years this year. A liar has no memory. Let's play this video here. This is a video with Daily Cry Baby voice on this morning with Gary Griffith. I haven't heard this yet, but I'm gonna play it.
So bold-faced to come and ask me for an update on an investigation. And I would have told him where to get off. That is one. Two, I would love to do a polygraph test myself on Keith Rowley to show that he's a blatant liar. Show where it is that I would have ever told you that persons died because they fell off a chair. That is a blatant lie. Three, he is trying to allude, and no, this is a matter that took place 4 or 5 years ago. And he keeps holding on to that one point. But let's go back to what this is about. These are two men who were involved in the killing of Andrea Barrett. They will never be able to kill again. They will never hurt another female again. And these were two men that were involved in over 60 other charges for rape, sexual offenses for women. And that is what Keith Rowley continues to speak about. So because these two persons died at the hands of the police, he keeps trying to put me to, as if I am to blame for that situation. When, by the way, over 50 police killings have taken place every single year in the 3 years since I have left. And he has nothing to say about it. It shows how petty he is, it shows how immature he is, and it shows how intimidated he is of Gary Griffith. Wow. The politician could be so bold-faced to come and ask me for an update on an investigation.
So there you have it. On Daily Voice, Daily Cry Baby Voice program. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Here comes our buddy Fox Islam. How you going, my brother? Welcome to Indie Village. I'm a PNM partner, you know. I'm a real PNM partner, Tommy Boy.
Okay.
Fox Islam said, no, getting away from property tax. By 2013, 09, 10 on Monday, the other shoe fell on the long-discussed issue of property tax. Minister of Finance Larry Owai announced in his budget presentation that land and building tax will return. In the first phases was the implementation by July 1st, 2004. Taxes will come due on industrial lands and building. Then taxes on commercial property will be less and levied in phase 3. The most delicate sector, taxes on agricultural land and residential. Tommy, you know, it's interesting that Fox is down put that up, eh? Tommy, didn't you send me a video where the UNC was going to implement commercial property tax first?
Absolutely.
Let me see if I could get that video. Let me see if I still have that video. You see how they just come? They just come and they just try, you know. Let me see if I have that video still. As a matter of fact, you send that to me, right, Tommy?
Yeah.
Let me see if I could. All right, let me see if I had the video first. I should have that video here, but sometimes I just had to delete videos because there's been too much videos here. Let's see. Property tax increase. Let's see if it's on. See if on this one here. So, folks, we trying to find, since Fox Islam put that up, right? We trying to find a video when the UNC was in Parliament and they was reading out how they were going to implement, who was going to get. Let's see. Planning renovation. Let me see. Hold on. Cycling. All right. You know what I'll do? I'll have to look for it. Oh, let me see. Let me see this.
you want to object to what the Commissioner of Valuation does, you have to object to the Commissioner of Valuation. You have 30 days after receipt of your notice of valuation. Right?
Okay.
So it's two pieces of legislation, two different agencies, two bodies. So you get your notice and you find the valuation is too high or something is wrong. You have 30 days to object and you're dealing with the Commissioner of Valuation. Or you may get your notice and you have no problem with it as a property owner, right? You have nothing to do. You get your notice, you're done, you know how much they're going to value your property, whether it's $3,000 a month, which is $36,000 a year, or if it's $5,000 a month, which is $60,000 a year, because the tax is an annual tax, so that's why I'm extending it out an annual figure. So you get your notice of valuation, and barring you have no objections, you sit back and you wait. And in the due course, reading the both legislations together, the Commissioner of Valuation will send all the information to the Board of Inland Revenue, and the Board of Inland Revenue will prepare what we call an assessment rule. Yes, you know, Michael, I told you a lot about how you can object to the Commissioner of Valuation if you don't agree with the valuation of your property. But I should also mention, when you get a notice of assessment from the Board of Inland Revenue, you also have the right to object. You know, but on this basis, it cannot be on valuation whatsoever. All valuations, any objections thereto, you must go to the Commissioner of Valuation. But if you get your notice of assessment and you find, for example, the name on it is incorrect, they spelled your name incorrectly, or it was your father has passed and they want his name removed now, it's now yours, or something like that, or they refer to the incorrect lot number. Or, whatever, other issues like that. I would call them mostly procedural issues. You can object to the Board of Inland Revenue, and you have 21 days to do so within receipt of your notice of assessment. You must provide documentation to support it and all that. And, the Board of Inland Revenue will review whatever it is that has to be reviewed. If you still disagree with them, you have a right to take it to the Tax Appeal Board, just to close that loop. So there are those, so you have those opportunities to clarify all those little issues that may arise.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess at that point they can't really argue with me as to how to spell my name, right?
Or something like that. I'm just giving you a rough example. So they will readily change it. Now, as we mentioned that, I should tell you though, you cannot take the position, I'm not paying the tax because they spelled Michael wrong. Because the law provides for that.
That's a good point.
Little errors like that doesn't vitiate the tax. But human nature, we'll say that.
That's negligence.
They spell the Michael,
that's not my name.
So that's not my name, so I'm not paying the tax. Those little errors like that will not vitiate the tax. You're still obligated to the tax, to paying the taxes, okay?
Right.
All right.
So then. Being said, let me get into it.
The annual taxable value of your property. What is that? It is the same valuation from the Commissioner of Valuations, less 10%. Okay, so if you use $5,000 a month as your property, $60,000 a year, you're less 10%. So that's $60,000. Take off 6. Everybody will get that deduction. That's $54,000, and then you apply a standard rate of property tax for all residents. Thank God, it's one rate, 3%. Okay. So 3% to 54,000. That takes you to just over 1,600. Dana, you advise me. Accountants, it's just over 1,600. About 1,625 per annum. They understand how it's done. But the Board of Inland Revenue will do that using the Commissioner of Valuations figures, the 60,000. Take away 6,000, that's 54,000. Multiply by 3%, which is the rate for residential property, and that's just over $1,600 per annum, and that is how it's done. And just to take it a little bit further, the Board of Inland Revenue will then feed all that information and authorize the municipal corporations to collect the tax. But you see who would have assessed the tax? The Board of Inland Revenue. You see who would have done the valuation? The Commissioner of Valuation. And you see who's collecting it now? The municipal corporation. So there's various agencies of the government that are coming together. And I suppose it will take some time. We have to see how this new regime works together. But let's be optimistic. Let's see. It's all meant to benefit us all in the long run. So I hope I haven't confused you, have I?
No. But just to clarify some stuff, because a lot of our clients would have called. I said, oh my God, I got this letter and it's saying 54,000. Is this what I have to pay? So no. You have to deduct 10%. That's an allowance that we're all allowed to utilize. And thereafter, when you deduct that 10%, you take 3% of that figure, and that's the property tax value.
Yes, and it's an annual tax. It's the amount you have to pay annually.
So let's say you would have used your same example of 60,000. It comes down to 1,600 at the end of it.
Roughly.
And then
Let's go over 1,600, yeah?
And if you were to go further than that and divide that by 12, it's like a little over $100 a month.
Yeah, but
when you
people
look at
still
it that
angry with you. When I put it like that, people look at me and they were negative. But that's it.
But that's what it works out to.
That's what it works out.
And there we have it, guys.
So there you have it. This lady explaining the property tax. Because I was looking for the video, Tommy. I don't know where it's going, but I'll find it. I'll find it. Yeah. So there we have it. That was an explanation. We know the tax is no longer 3%, is now 2%. And we think that's a good thing, but we still think that property tax is unoppressive. And just as an aside, Tommy, this bridge collapsed.
Coast Guard is right here, flying right above us. That's because this is an active search and rescue operation. Right in front of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, there was the central, the north, and the south part of this bridge, and there's still a number of people missing. There's about 30,000 people that commute over this bridge every day, and if you look at just the mangled metal and the amount of damage that this cargo ship caused to the bridge, just plowed right into one of these pilings, causing this whole thing to collapse within a minute. It took just 1 minute for all of this to come down. We'll have the very latest coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Mike's muted.
Eh?
Mike was muted.
Yeah, I said that was sad.
Oh, yeah, very.
Yeah, that was very sad. Right?
Very sad.
So there we have it. Let me go to the chat here.
Someone was saying to me, that's the port that our exported LNG goes to. And there are so many ships right now that are in the stream just waited. They cannot do anything.
Okay. Fox Islam said does not matter whether industrial and commercial comes first, second, taxes for residential was coming. Rishi says, Rishi, welcome.
Welcome, Rishi.
The hurtful part is that he's traveling and seeing the world and their way of life, but still treating Trini like that. Sad. So Florida said, Mr. Ansem, the man going in the cold for vacation, laugh out loud. Yeah?
Well, he's going to know that the cold is getting warm.
I will on cold right now, boy. Yeah, I mean, something wrong, boy. Cameron, welcome. When a prime minister abandons his country that is in crisis, all you need him to step down. No other leader in the world will leave the country in crisis and go on vacation. I agree with that. I agree. It is unacceptable. He was worried he ain't go call, boy. We thought you abandoned us like the prime minister.
What is that?
We thought you abandoned us like the prime minister. We thought you again we had 2-week vacation.
Nah, I will never do that. I will never do that. What I do now? I have some people doing some work outside every day for me now.
Okay, all right, yeah.
And every night I have to pack the van for them now.
Okay, all right.
Every night I have to pack the van for them.
Yeah.
So you know that's holding my back now.
I know it is.
But the radio does be on. I does be listening to this program. If I not listening to your program, you see that next program where Aisha Welsh had there? I interested in that program too.
Yeah.
Wall Street, you know, Uncle Tony, good night to you, Uncle Tony. Sorry for
Good night, Kunji. Good night, Kunji.
Government like this, sometimes you forget manners. For citizen of the country, for a citizen of any country to classify the leader of the country as a wicked and evil person, to come across to the youths and them, that might sound disrespectful. To the youths and them outside listening over there, if you find that song disrespectful, I will apologize. But to the youth and them that listening, but our prime minister is really rude and disrespectful. Very, very disrespectful. And have no heart, don't care about the citizens of this country, and care about himself and his family. Whilst Dr. Rowley will leave this country to go and have fun with the family based on the opportunity that the citizens of this country give him, he have that money so he can go and have a luxury holiday. Many mothers in this country crying tonight, Dr. Rowley, because they lose the children. Some of them don't even have dinner to eat. And it's good to know that you could enjoy yourself with your family. After hearing Imbert and that property tax, I surely could understand why I'm saying do not bring them European laws into our Caribbean island. Do not bring that. Let me continue with our land and building tax. Wall Street, Dr. Rowley boasting and saying his grandfather paid $1.60 for 2.5 acres of land. And when he was 17 years, he inherited his first deed when he was 17 years. Today he have a goat sheep and that 2.5 acres of land. Not even a football field. Not even a football field so big. That is about 10 football field. With air conditioner and goats living in there. He have no property tax to pay for that. None. We had to pay that. When the UNC was bringing property tax, they was bringing it so that KFC will have to pay property tax. Mario's will have to pay property tax. South Park and C3 and all them big malls and them would have to pay property tax. Imbot would have to pay property tax with that mall he inherited over there and that big building for millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars he built in Port of Spain. Today they don't have to pay that. And Dr. Rowley telling the citizens of this country who put him over there to seek our interests, he telling us that he going to take we money and pay people and put them all over the TV and the radio to educate we about property tax. Dr. Rowley, we're not interested about property tax. Your people telling us after 5 years and you're not your own, you could lose your property. You could lose your property after 5 years not owing. So if your child go in America to do a little work, and the work extend and they extend the visa, they say, all right, take a little time again. When they come back home, the government take the property, you get white boy friends in it. And that's what will happen in Trinidad and Tobago here. That is what's going to happen. Wall Street, the Minister of Housing, tell the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, HGC tenants and them owing $1.8 billion. The government ain't running down that money. The government spends $60 million to fabricate that whole tax legislation to receive $1 million and how to give back everybody because they dropped to 2%. You think that makes sense? That makes sense. People from all over the world, Dr. Rowley feel is only the people them that they bring in Trinidad over here to be paying them until they're dead. He feel it's them alone he talking to. This world have bright people and educated people It have conscious people in this world. Even in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. So not everybody that Dr. Rowley talks so going to listen and say, yes, you're talking the right thing. Dr. Rowley have people ashamed of your contribution and say where your heart gone. When you was campaigning, you wasn't singing so ignorant and so betrayal. You were singing as a black man who was singing like Marcus Garvey and Nelson Mandela and Malcolm X. You were singing so. And the black people, they motivate the people, they inspire the people, and they bring out the people to make you the leader. Why is they condemn the woman that gave them everything? Today you take back what they give them and penalize the citizens for voting for Kamala. That is what you're doing. That is what the conscious-minded people is thinking and saying. And you say that is representation. What type of people will want laws like that where they can lose the property in 5 years' time? Dr. Rowley, and if I can afford to pay $10,000 a year in property tax, because that's how it will be for me, 10 somewhere 15 a year. You know what you do me? In 10 years, you take $100,000 from me in 10 years. When my child reach 11 years, it's for them to write common entrance. That is the education you take from them. When they reach 20 years, that 200,000, that is the bleeping start in life you take from me, Dr. Rowley. That is 200,000. That is what a parent supposed to give the child for starting life when they go in and married and they become an adult. You take that money from them. That is what you're doing there. That is the definition of property tax. And we can't see that. Wall Street, let me tell you something again. Wall Street, when the government take $10,000 a year from me, 10 years is $100,000. The government take from me. They take my child education. That is what they do. And 20 years time, that would have been $200,000. That is to give the child a start in life. That is what parents save for. The parents have saved the money to give a colonial master that come up with political strategy, hate political strategy, to take the citizens' little kakala, what they have. And the worst about it, your administration ain't give them none of that. Ain't even open way, or even open doors for them to make something, rather than take from them.
Right, COP, leave it there.
Well, do you know? Do you know in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, if you win $1 playway, they take 10% from $1 playway?
Yeah, they just do that.
That is what they do too.
Yeah, all right.
Great is the PNM. Any playway machine they win, they tax that. Great is the PNM. Dirty government. Wicked man.
All right, COP. Thank you, man.
Okay, COP.
COP gave me, but Tommy, before we go, Tommy, this was heartbreaking for me, in that this young lady running for Burnley Athletics. Anderson, welcome.
Good night, Wall Street. Uncle Tommy.
Good night, Anderson.
Anderson, good night. How are Kira doing?
Mr. Good night to Miss Diane and to my lover Kira. Wall Street breaking news. Breaking news. And all you're going to get it first, eh? Sharon Felix, you can't get this one. I know you're listening. Aisha Wilson get this one. And down to my sister, Shoma Wilson get this one. Wall Street, TC and everyone all listen. The Gong Report didn't get this one. Mighty K, Andy Williams didn't get this one. All you're going to get live.
Yeah, man.
Yes. And I'm going to talk about Fitzgerald Hines here.
Boss it on we.
I'm say good night to Kunji. I'm say good night to KFC. My partner Kingsley. My Kingsley like himself call me, but I nothing.
Yeah, Kingsley
Wall
don't,
Street.
Kingsley don't call we either. You don't call.
Day before the day before yesterday. That would have been
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah,
Yes.
Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's when Street Boys haven't. I don't have to check that. Fisher Lines. Well, what we did in our community, I lend my support by going to vote that remove all the old PNM and them. I have nothing against those from Grenada and St. Vincent. My grandmother and them came from Grenada. Anyhow, the one named Stephen Westfield, I think he was the president of the village council. Me, Shoma Wilson, all of us, Corey Marcel. But Corey Marcel is sharing in the field of the aspect of social work. We were all brought up in that aspect of doing social work for our community. So I know about the village council and these things. Wall Street, Fisher Lines came. Uncle Tommy listen good, Wally listen good.
Listening.
Fisher Lines came by the community center in a hurry without acknowledging anybody of the board of the village council. The newly president, Joel Lee, young fella. All who like doing the community. But I'm nobody in that thing. I'm nothing against the LLEs. I'm nothing against old people. Fisher Lines came to give me 12 food card in Bitame. Now the world go know why they throw water on them this week. Whether after Easter, they go know why they throw water on this man. I saw Miss Nell yesterday in a vehicle. The higher Melvin, I one called Melvin by H corner, Teresa, her daughter, and a lot of old people are talking my language, are talking my language, and they go here. I can't say the LLE right through. Right? A lot of old people went to the grocery today. Wall Street, all those 12 food cards were expired.
Wait.
Hold on. What you said?
Wait.
Bogus food card.
Wait.
Wall Street,
Anderson,
Street. I must find somebody. Yeah.
Are you saying that the representative
Wall
from
Street?
Laventille West, Mr. Fitzgerald Hines, gave out 12 food cards and all of them expired? All of them were expired?
All bogus. Miss Nell cry. I want to talk about Miss Nell. Long time when my mother make 2 bread or she makes 3 bread, one going by Miss Nell or by Miss Bascom. And if I go by Miss Nell from St. Vincent. I mean, when Miss Nell make bake, my mother get one or she get half. Make the call Miss Nell one of the strongest women in the community. She grew up about 9 children without her father and all doing good in Wall Street. All doing good. This is a woman that says, I don't care. I got PNM. If PNM give me house and I don't pay for it, just call your apartments on your house. No house is up, you can walk around. Well, nevertheless, Wall Street. Miss Nell, and Lynette and them, they say, we love Hines, When PNM had tapped the election, they came in from my place whining, The whining, I can imagine how that hurting them. So this is the thing I want the world to know. Fisher Lines didn't get me from this one. This one was done the training water on you. This one was, not one of the food card gonna tell you. People pack up groceries. But the moral of the whole story, watch how God has worked now. He didn't tell nobody coming to the community center, so nobody on the board had acknowledged, well, yes, the MP for the Laventille West Fisher Lines is coming to the community center. So the person with the key wasn't around. You look at a young man talking about it. A young man telling somebody on a phone and a radio station out in New Jersey. Look at a young man walking and telling somebody on a phone about that. Hi, well, God by Wall Street, Wall Street breaking news, This is something we had never seen. I mean, we just go through the worst. We tell people to beg them for the food card. I mean, we doesn't have. Sometimes we might call somebody we know and say, send a kakada for me. And then who go labas, who go on the fisheries. Nah, man. Nah, man. Nah, 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 nah. No.
We gotta put that out. We go put that out. We gotta cut that and put it out tomorrow.
Yeah, God, boy, you call Wall Street. See what they can do. The world need to know this by now and before morning break, you know. World, you know.
We go do that.
Hey, your NB, look my brother. Your NB give out Vogel's food card, eh? And I mean, you work with 12.
12, that is it. 12.
12.
That's sad.
Unexpired food cards.
I don't understand.
I wonder if you didn't go talk about that, boy. And your Wall Street good program as usual.
Yeah, man. Bless.
Thank you.
G, what did you hear of the class?
All right, bless. Yeah, man.
Thank you, Anderson.
All right.
Hello, good night.
Turn down the computer. Turn down the computer.
Yeah.
Ulrich.
Good night, Wall Street. Good night, Tommy.
Good night, Ulrich.
Wall Street boy, something happened to me. I had something really wrong in Trinidad, boy. Something really going wrong. I supposed to go you to meet the madam, and I find she's staying long to come up. I even get myself in some traffic jam to go you to. Yeah, this hour of the night, 9:30 in the night, one set of police and licensing officers stopping car, boy. Watch now. Why did I be suffering for people like that? And all the police, you can't see the face. They have all this kind of black mask covering from the nose come down. So like there's a set of bandits out there, and these licensing officers this hour of the night. If the country have no money, these licensing officers that I have outside of this hour, you know, like overtime.
Of course.
So instead of saving money, you see how the money does be going? Or like they just lie down in the bed and sleep and just wake up with I don't know if it's a dream or what does be going on with them and just terrorize poor people, boy. Down on the Shogunah stand in Port of Spain, the taxi can't even park to bring up people. You have people walking all kind of distance to get car away from where these people and them is. Why they doing poor people this wickedness? Why? This early night where people probably don't work late and trying to come home to get a little rest to go back out tomorrow. Them come with this kind of stupidity this early night. What really going on in Trinidad, boy? You know, we in a bad state, boy. We in a bad state. And answering the question I was asking you about down the islands, I want to ask it again. All these buildings that I have down the islands, I want to know what is the property tax they have to pay, and if they're paying any at all, if it's legal. Because I never hear they put up any property down there for sale or anything, and the 1% controlling down there. So I want to know if they're collecting property tax down there, if it's legal. Have a blessed night, Anthony.
Yeah, man.
All the best.
Yeah, man.
Good night.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Maybe Fox Islam could answer that question. Fox say, you know, if they're paying property tax down the island, I don't know. But Fox is Tommy, before we go, we only have. But I want you to listen to this one before we go. Eh? This is something that's dear to me. Yeah, KFC.
Yeah, good night. Good night, Mr. Worship. Good night, Uncle Tommy. Mr. Good night, Tunji.
Yeah.
Good night.
And Mr. Crown, he was locked to list the box all the time. Well, and listen, bring breaking news there, right?
12 food cards, you know.
12 food cards?
12, the man bring 12 food.
Why do you need people in the beat some of these just call them kind of wickedness so by?
Oh God, but you know, at some point in time, KFC, the people gotta rise up, you know, and stand up, you know. At some point in time.
True, you gotta wake up.
They gotta wake up, man.
You gotta trim my protocolly, by.
At some
look, you be fooling my plan. I'm so I'm stop doing people like that. More than single primary going out there and going negotiate and be crying or crying.
you go to the grocery and they tell you your card expired and not on your phone card, boy. That hard, you know.
The wave that hard, Wall Street. You promise the people you go pass through. You go pass through the bit and make 12 food card. The whole of the bit is P&M.
Come with at least 50,
You gotta go with that
100.
truckload of food card.
Yeah, at least 100 food cards going to them people and them you going to 12. Now I feel Anderson must get the number wrong. You know?
Now Zoni go P&M down. He's a smart one. So you ain't get no food card at all.
No food card for you, none.
He gets it nada.
Anderson getting naught.
Well, I wonder if they're going to talk about that tomorrow on the program, boy.
Talk about what? You mad or them talking about that? Or them talk about that? Call Pastor go and ask him to hear about that.
Yeah, I'll call him tomorrow. It's Good Friday. I can't take. They want to play them down the fuck. Good Friday, Bubuli.
Yeah, but that's what it itself. They get a Good Friday present. Yeah. They got a Good Friday present.
I like the Pierre, Roger. What should I like with you? He's a man, he never support no other party. He's a man, the Pierre, I like it. I'm going to just come out and talk and see the oppressors and the wickedness under this evil, wicked man called Rowley. Fire burn the Pierre and then that'll go. Locked on, listen, love.
Yeah, boy, Tommy, boy. We go for
a
quick break, eh? Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Fox Islam say yes, properties down the island have to pay property tax.
Okay.
All right. I wonder what them tax go be. They might pay a little small thing. If Imbert paying $9,000 a year property tax. Just imagine, Tommy, why? $9,000 a year property tax he paying. 9,000, you know. That's small money. That real small money, boy. Folks, it's in the village. Folks, put closing comments in the chat. I'm going to just tell you. Put your closing comments in the chat. Put your closing comments in the chat. All right? We're going to go for a quick station identification. Put your closing comments in the chat. Stick and stay. It's in the village with Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM. With your host, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to In the Village with your host, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yo, what's going on? This is Jersey Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj.
You're rocking with the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
What's up? It's your boy Usher.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce.
Yeah, it's your boy Chris Brown right here.
Playing nothing but the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
What's up?
Hey, this is Lady Gaga. Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
You're live in the mix with the one and only.
Hey, this is Justin Timberlake, and this is
In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with yours truly, Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And of course, folks, don't forget, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You know, we keep it real here. You know, we educate you, right? We give you information, and you know, you can use it as you please. But what we guarantee is that the information we bring to you are going to be factual information, right? And not fiction, and not try to mislead you. We are not going to mislead any audience here on WZYE 95.9 FM in the village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. You know, some people may not like the facts, but facts is a stubborn thing. Yeah. So Tommy, I want to Tommy, let me get 2 extra minutes here. I want to get this out of the way because I think this is important. This is a 2-minute video of a young lady running for Burnley Athletics. I know of that club very well, running on Eddie Hart, and there's no bathroom, Tommy, for them to change.
Yeah,
Yeah?
so that, yeah.
No bathroom, Tommy. This is athletics RPNM style. Take a listen.
Pleasant good night, Mr. Prime Minister. Pleasant
Good
good night,
night.
everyone. My name is Christy Mary Maharaj. I am representing Burnley Athletics. We are one of the many clubs that train at Takarigua, Etihad grounds. So, more or less, my question is what would be done or what are you guys going to be put in place to help us athletes continue and keep up our sporting activities? There are no facilities for us to change. As females, I think that is very important.
At Etihad ground?
Yes. There are no facilities for us to change. There are no bathrooms for us to use. If there are porta potties, it is not sanitized properly, so it is not hygienic. The grounds are a bit rough in terms of there are a lot of sinks, a lot of potholes, so a lot of athletes are faced with minor injuries. So I am here asking for help and assistance for us.
Okay, well, your MP is here. I'll have a chat with him. And with respect to putting sanitary facilities in there, that is something that we could commit to. But the ground is maintained by the regional corporation, right? And it ought to be of a higher standard. And that is where we're saying, if the local government authorities are better resourced in a more on-time manner, things like having a playing field up to standard, where you are having minor injuries because nobody looks at the condition of the playing field, that should become a thing of the past, where your corporation should be able, with having within its remit enough resources to focus on things like that. But I will have something done about the bathroom on that site, and I will also hope that the corporation can try to assist you all. You know, sometimes, you know, it needs maintenance, and the maintenance is just not done, and then it deteriorates to conditions that are even dangerous to the athletes. I would not commit to, from this end, about doing something on the ground, but the Minister of Sport is here and she would have heard you. Your MP is here, he would have heard you. And I would look specifically to see, I know how we can get some bathroom facilities there. We can make a project of that to make sure that you are looked after from that end. Okay?
Thank you.
On this side?
Yeah, and still the Prime Minister, she go on holidays, 2 weeks holidays, you come on across by you, or?
Nah, he gone Ireland. He gone
On Ireland. I go tell them, come and give them put money in the food care and them. Or shit, you know why that's much I post all the traffic members mountain where pensioners and get paid checks and things come out. So that they can just scrape back that money.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, man. Bless.
All right, have a blessed night.
Yeah, cool.
Uncle Tommy, good night.
Yeah, carefully. Good night, sir.
Yeah, Tommy boy. Let me leave on that, Tommy boy. The people don't even have a bathroom. A bathroom to change, you know. I don't know what to say, boy. I was supposed to play that. All right. Anyway, next. Let me see what voice note. Hold on. Let me see this voice note here. Where's this voice note? KFC leave here. Hold on. Let me see.
Good night, Uncle Tommy. Good night, what should be Prime Minister go on holidays? May come across by you there?
Same thing.
Wall Street and land, this evil, this are just stop body PLM can be papi showing people so poor people so. You know, that's much of police out in the road right now. I'm going to pay out money, pension, and all kind of things so they can make us scrape back that money.
Let me give my closing quote. Tell me, buddy, I know what to tell. Let me give my closing quote. My closing quote is, stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start being excited about what could go right. Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start being excited about what could go right. From what I said, this is it. The clock on the wall, so that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. And remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Go ahead, Tommy.
Hope. That's what people are living in. Hope is the only bee that makes honey without flowers. Again, hope is the only bee that makes honey without flowers. Like I always say, you, the man in the mirror, have to become the change you want to see. However, if you look in that mirror and don't like what you see, do not blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. Be safe. Remember, love is the key. Talk to you at our next session, which is going to be on this Sunday, God willing.
Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
So, my closing, Fox Islam closing comment. My closing remark, take everything UNC say with a pinch of salt. Okay. Oleg says, okay, but it's legal to collect property tax from them. What I want to know. Cameron Murray says, when Prime Minister abandons his country and shows zero care of his country to go on a vacation, he must remove with immediate effect. Okay. So, folks, we're out of here. We see you guys on Sunday at 1 p.m. Of course, it's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics on WZYE 95.9 FM. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We see you guys on Sunday. We out of here. Bye-bye.
This is oh Lord, Trinidad and Tobago. This is DJ Bravo. I'm hurting you know. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderators in another body in a drain. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's son brain. Who take the S out of Port of Spain. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. Now with the love, with the vibes, with the hope. Now tell me something, how we really want we cope. When the children breathing in too much gun smoke. And the Coast Guard can never see a boat. You sound like some goats when they come looking for votes. Hit the empty promises, reading like a horoscope. Justice for sale in a fat envelope. Politically, all the answers is a joke. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderators in another body in a drain. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's son brain. Who take the S out of Port of Spain. This is a sad place. My country turned into sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. It doesn't matter the religion, the color, the creed, or the race. It's our responsibility to take care of our place. Champion,